السلام عليكم نحمد ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I'll talk about these two ayats today on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's hope He gave us for rizq and other things that He can bless us with bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any situation. These are a couple of ayats from Surah 65, Surah Talaq, ayat number 2 and 3. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا. So the close translation of these two ayats are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the mu'min, people who believe and believe in the day of judgment, and addressing them directly and saying that this is advice for them. Those who believe in Allah and fear Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made plans for them to help them and provide for them from sources on rizq and other things without whatever we can imagine. He can provide even more than that. And those who depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for them Allah is enough. Allah would provide or fulfill their wishes, their need, and for everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has planned a certain plan, a fixed plan. So many scholars say that these two ayats guarantees provisions, guarantees livelihood and rizq for anybody who believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and depends on Him. This ayat, some scholars say that this is the best ayat for hope, for hoping about our rizq and provisions, and in that aspect this is the best ayat, couple of ayat, although it came is provided in the Surah of Talaq and occurs in between providing for women who are being divorced and getting divorced, that they are in real fear of their own future provisions, future well-being in material sense. But the ayat is clearly addressing all of us who believe and believe in Allah and believe in the day of judgment, Yawm al-Akhir, and after addressing us that way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guaranteed this. So in that aspect, it's in the category of some other special ayat on different aspects of our life, and those are mentioned in many places, but this one I have not noticed being presented as one of the important aspects of our life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kind of guaranteed. See, other ayats are, Ayat al-Kursi is the most respectful ayat for explaining Allah's qualities and all the related adjectives we use for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then another one is more broader, good and bad is mentioned. That ayat is mentioned in many Jummah khutbah. Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'i zil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar. So that one is in many imams mentioned that in Jummah, but it stuck to me that I have rarely seen these ayat about the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's guarantee of provisions. And there's one hadith from Abdullah ibn Abbas. One time he was following Prophet ﷺ in horse or camel ride. So Rasulullah looked at him and said, "Oh young man, I'll tell you about a few things, few words that you should remember Allah. Allah will protect you. You follow Allah's orders, then you will find Allah next to you. If you want anything, you should ask it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only ask Him for help. Then if all humanity want to help you and Allah doesn't want that to happen to you, then nothing will come to your benefit. Similarly, if the whole humanity wants to harm you, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want to harm you, then that would not happen. And whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written down for you, that writing is finished and the ink is dry, and that will happen. So this is from Ahmad, Tirmidhi. So in connection with the explanation of these two ayats, so this hadith scholars mention, and this is from Ibn Kathir. So in summary, this the guarantee of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about provisions, about rizq, is actually split in two ayats, half in one and half in another one, and is in the middle of, as I mentioned, talaq related other ayats ahead and behind. But this ayat is clearly addressed to all believers, that those who believe and believe in day of Akhirat also. So to me it gives a great hope and guarantee from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about our rizq, about our provisions, about our fulfilling our needs. And many scholars say that this is one which is most hopeful, as I mentioned, of ayats for us to think about and feel comfortable about Allah's provisions, Allah's rizq, rather than all other guarantee we are after, whether it's a job guarantee or income guarantee, or for people like me, retirement guarantee. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written whatever is in my book, and that would happen. So let's have that belief and try to do the best we can do to satisfy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that would also help us in our own personal life. Assalamu alaikum.